you want to follow along with this tutorial, go down in the description and download the files. The previous video, we created the side terrain and the river. What I've done for this video, I created the roads for both sides of the screen to connect our bridge for both sides. So if you look at the situation, we have 3 columns that will support this bridge beam. We will have another column here by the bank. Another one will be positioned right in the middle of the water. The other one will be the other side of the river bank. So if you go to the plan view, so it will indicate the positions of those 3 columns. This will be the anchor column that will allow the movement or the opening of the bridge to allow passing of the ships and boats. So that's the column that we're going to start with first. So go to the view map and then open a worksheet folder. There's profiles that we're going to use for construction of this bridge. So I'm going to start first with this one. That's the anchor bridge. The design is being influenced by its rotation to allow movement for the bridge to open. So let's copy it and then go to the plan view to draw an elevation. Let's go to viewpoints and then pick an elevation. I'll draw an elevation along, let's show the layer, along the span of the bridge, just like that. Then let's select the elevation and open with current view settings. Perfect. Paste the profile here. I'm going to use the center of this view, paste, just position it here for the time being. So for you to produce or create this complex column, you will need an advanced techniques to do that. I'm going to use a morph tool to carve this complex component. So I'll go to design and then activate the morph tool. What I'll do under the geometry method, make sure the revolved tab is activated and then hit the space bar on your keyboard to activate the magic wand. I'll click on one of the profiles and then this will wants me to define the rotation axis. So I'll click the first point and then go vertical and specify the second point. The revolution angle will be 360 degrees and hit OK. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do the bottom part. I'll activate the magic wand by pressing the space bar key in the keyboard. Then click, specify the rotation axis. The revolution is 360 degrees. Hit OK. Perfect. And then check on the 3D view. This will be the anchor column. So what I will do, let's orbit a bit and then select the 2, then group. Let's go back to the plan view. It doesn't show on the screen on the plane. So what it means is that we need to adjust the visibility on all the stories. So what I'll do, I'll just activate all stories. I will let it show all the stories, just like this. And then that's when we can move it to the position. Move it to the position. Perfect. The other ones are just a normal column 2. What I'll do, go to column 2 and then under segment, I want to change the structure to circle and then make sure the diameter is 2.5 and then that's it. Hit OK. I want to place it there, then place it there. Check on the 3D. There we go. Both 2 columns at the river bank have been placed. So we need to adjust the base offset. Let's select both 2 columns and then 2 minus 2.5. Perfect. No, minus 2 meters. Let's do 2 meters. We're good to go. Now everything is in place in terms of the structure that will support our bridge beam. So we're going to go ahead and create the beam. So the beam is going to be based on the complex profile approach. So if you go back to the worksheet, under profiles, you find the beam profile here. Beam profile with its components. So we have different components here of railings, we have road markings, we have road surfaces, and other components. But the most important part here is how the components are made. Are made up of a field. As you know, complex profile uses only field to define these components. So what I'll do, I'll select this and then copy it, and then go up there to options and open complex profile manager, hit on a new, then let's give it a name, bridge beam, then hit OK. Go ahead and paste the profile there. Use the center of the screen and then click on the outside my cue to complete the operation. Let's click on these dimensions and move it away from our profile. One thing that I want to adjust is the position of this. I'm gonna select my profile and then I'll use this point as a reference point. It's important. If it is a reference point, it needs to be moved to the ArchiCAD origin point, which is this. I'll place it there. So it's very, very key and advisable to work like this, guys, because most especially when you are dealing with different components to assemble one structure. So there will be the distance of these components will be based on this point. It's very, very key. I think you learn it along the or in the next videos where we'll be creating other components of this this bridge. So let's delete this unnecessary information here. I'll delete the railings, I'll delete this and leave the road markings and the road surfaces. This is the island. I'll delete the island railings just like that. Then do this side as well. Perfect. Now we are left with just pure bridge beam. So what I'll do, I'll save this profile. So if you see here, it's used with, I'm gonna use this with a beam tool. So I have to activate it and then save, just like that. Let's go back to the ground plane. So here I'm gonna use, maybe activate this. Oh, sorry. Minimize that, I meant to say. And then I'm gonna draw to place my beam using a beam tool. So go to design tool and activate the beam. Make sure the structure is a complex profile structure, and then go ahead and activate or define the newly created profile. So what I'll do, I'll just draw by specifying the first point and then place it to the second point like that. There we go. Go to the arrow tool and select. This is your bridge beam. So let's check it on the 3D to appreciate the result. Perfect. So let's adjust its position. It has to be sitting on top of this base plate. It's going to be anchored here using bolt and nuts or welding. Either way, either approach is still fine. So what I'll do, I'll go back to this elevation and then I'm going to select, but before we do that, let's just get rid of this 2D information for the profile. Let's just delete. Let's select the beam, then move it there to this position. Perfect. As you can see here, the beam is straight, but if you also check on the 3D, most of the bridge structures, the beam are curvature to allow its maximum strength, because arches are very good for supporting the compression force. So what I'll do, I'll go back to that elevation, and if you zoom in and select this, zoom in, you see this blue line. That was the reference point I was using when I was creating this profile, remember? So I'll do what? I'll click on it, and then the pet palette, make sure curve vertical tab is active, and then I'll move the cursor onto a positive value, and then I'll key in 2 meters, hit enter to create a curve to the bridge. If you zoom out, you see a nice gradient of the curve. Very nice. So what I'll do, I'll adjust again the position, move it back to here. Perfect. If you check on the 3D, there we go. So now we have a nice curve of our bridge beam. The next video, we will be creating all the remaining accessories for this bridge. So if you are new to this channel, make sure you do the right thing, subscribe and hit the notification bell for being notified for more videos like these ones. Thank you.